My name's Kevin Breward. I'm the Northern UK Regional Sales Manager for gas. There's around 22 million homes connected to the gas network in the UK, which contribute to a third of the total CO2 emissions. The UK government has determined that hydrogen is a vital part of its strategy in decarbonisation as part of other solutions as well. Hydrogen has been a focal point of all four of the major UK gas distributors. There have been many projects now where they have determined the viability of hydrogen in both brand new networks as well as older networks. Radius were the first PE pipe manufacturer to engage with both consultants and the health and safety executive to look at the viability of PE pipelines and fittings for hydrogen. Radius have built their own hydrogen test facility where we have tested PE pipes and materials on 100% hydrogen to great success. The legacy pipework will be tested under exactly the same conditions as the modern pipework, and the hope is that we will be able to utilize this existing pipework in the ground to transport hydrogen in the same way we would with modern pipework.
So I'm Chris Bates. I'm a H21 project engineer working for Northern Gas Networks. The H21 project in general is looking at the conversion of existing gas assets for use with hydrogen. H21 itself started a few years ago as part of the Leeds Citygate report, which was something NGN did, looking at the feasibility of converting a city like Leeds for use with 100% hydrogen. So the H21 project as it is now started a couple of years ago. We've done a number of projects across the north of England looking at essentially the safety implications of converting existing gas assets. So we work closely with HSC and BAES who assist with looking at existing infrastructure on a distribution level, so everything up to intermediate pressure. So all of our pipes, fittings, that kind of thing, and make sure that they can be operated as safely as they are now. And the network itself is a very safe piece of kit now, and it's making sure we can demonstrate that will continue when we look at 100% hydrogen. So one of the biggest aspects with hydrogen projects, whether it's blending or conversion as a whole, is making sure that public awareness is key, and making sure that everybody who's involved in any of the projects, such as Win Leighton, are informed about what's happening. So public engagement has been paramount. We've had loads of workshops around the area. We've invited people to come to the hydrogen houses that we've set up at Low Thornley, just to make sure that any concerns with a change to how their gas network is operated is clear and transparent, and making sure that they know that it is safe. At the minute we're at phase 2 of H21, so that's across two main projects, one up north in Cumbria, looking at new assets and network operations, and phase 2 in South Bank in Middlesbrough, so that's looking at existing assets, so the stuff that's been in the ground for a few years. In addition to the phase 2 work, we're looking at a number of innovation projects, and this is one of them. So it's looking into specific aspects of network operation, which HSE and BAES have flagged up as something that we need to have answers for to demonstrate the safety of using hydrogen as a future fuel. This is looking at the impact of hydrogen conversion on older PE. So the stuff that's been in the ground since the early 70s, so we've been using it for a good few years. It's been in operation, this stuff, for 50 years now. So the degradation that goes hand in hand with that, and what we need to do is make sure that through any conversion to hydrogen, there's no increased chance of leakage or permeation, and any fittings can still be operated safely. So working with Radius, working with yourselves, we'll be extracting the material here, and that'll be marked up, taken away, and as part of Radius, used as part of Radius hydrogen permeation rig, which will give us quantifiable data as to whether it can be safely used. This is another question that we need to answer to make sure that we don't have to lay a new hydrogen network, so that we can continue to use the assets that we've got. The assets have been in the ground for a long time, and we want to make sure that as part of effective asset management in conversion to hydrogen, we want to use the stuff that's already there.
I'm Mark Hunter. I'm the Technical Manager for Radius Systems, specialising in pipeline engineering, and have now been with the company for more than 30 years. The transition to hydrogen means there's a requirement for the gas networks to demonstrate the safety of the existing gas networks when conveying dry hydrogen gas and hydrogen-methane blends through the existing gas network. To date, Radius Systems have undertaken research using P80 and P100 materials, or as the most commonly known, medium density and high density polyethylenes when conveying dry hydrogen gas and hydrogen methane gas blends. An agreed programme of research looking into the performance of current materials is almost complete, with legacy-based systems about to start. Consequently, there's a requirement to source early legacy-based pipeline systems from the early 1970s. This programme of research is based primarily on 2-inch SDR11 imperial pipes, but will extend up to 8-inch as samples become available. These pipes have already been subjected to extended service life and will be used to determine the residual life of the pipe material when conveying hydrogen gas. The challenge is to obtain suitable pipe materials from the gas network, and with that in mind, Northern Gas Networks undertook an interrogation of the GIS system, which returned 2-inch legacy-based early installed polyethylene pipe systems in the South Bank area of Middlesbrough. The houses which that pipeline served have now been demolished. Consequently, the pipeline has been abandoned, but it's still part of the live gas network. An early material sample recovered from site identifies the pipe to have been manufactured from Aldil material by DuPont. The pipe was exhumed during mid-October 21, with approximately 28 metres of 2-inch imperial pipe being recovered. The pipes have been returned to Radius Systems and have been sequentially marked for further test evaluation. Such tests include permeation testing, stress crack resistance testing and material fracture toughness, and finally network procedures including repair techniques. It's intended that this work will be completed in approximately 12 to 18 months' time.
Hydrogen is really important as far as energy futures goes. It's a clean burning fuel. We've demonstrated through a number of projects that the network can be adapted, and we have appliances that work. And to switch from using natural gas, which does have a carbon footprint, to hydrogen is not a small undertaking, but if we want to achieve net zero in 2050, then it certainly has a part to play with that. The first step we're taking with conversion to a hydrogen network is by blending with the existing natural gas. So NGN have a project up in Winlayton, just outside of Newcastle, where we're blending up to 20% hydrogen into the existing natural gas network. We've demonstrated through extremely rigorous testing over the last few years that a blend of 20% doesn't need any amendments to existing appliances. So your boilers, gas hobs, everything will work and will function exactly the same with a 20% blend as they will with 100% natural gas. The difference is that by offsetting that 20%, we reduce the carbon footprint that's associated with the likes of heating and cooking. So it's a step in the right direction, and Winlayton's been a really successful project.